It is 3 p.m. 3 p.m. means learning and teaching at Community CPA. So we're here for you at this time to talk about a very hot topic. It's called tax scams. Okay, I'm not here to teach you how to do tax scams, but I'm here to show you what are the scammers doing so you can be fully informed, then you know how to avoid that, not to fall into the trap. I'll tell you the story why I'm here today talking about scams. And 2 days ago, 3 a.m. in the morning, one client called me. And I never got calls like that. And it's a client, so I know that client calling me. So I picked up the phone, and I really half sleep. And what I hear my client saying is that, Ying, are you okay? I'm going to send the $5,000 to you. And I said, what are you talking about? And don't send me any money. I didn't really ask you to send me any money. Is that a spam? And then there is a pause on the other side. Goes, oh, maybe. Let me check. Did you send me something? No, I didn't. And then there you go. And so lucky she called. Otherwise, she would have lost $5,000. And I'm not even going to feel good about it because she lost money. I didn't get it. So there you go. Let's talk about how to avoid those tax scams. And this is straight out of IRS input. IRS has an article about what are the popular spams out there. So we just put it together and show you step by step and what is popular, what you need to avoid. All right, let's go to look at our website. This is a kind of the routine, and we always do. Some of you are new, so we want you to know about us. Go to communitycpa.com so you will know us. And you also can check out the YouTube channel. All the webinars we do online, it is going to show up on YouTube channel for you. So if you missed today, no worries. And you can learn about what we talked about on our YouTube channel. So here you see our YouTube channel, and we actually have all of these histories of YouTube teaching online. Believe it or not, it's over 900 videos. So if you just type into the keyword here, say tax saving, tax credit, okay? Then you will come up with all the tax credit related webinars we had in history. Of course, be sensitive to the timeline and knowing the timestamp, so that will give you the relevancy in terms of the content. All right, so now let's go ahead, share our today's content. That's a 2023 tax scams to know. All right. And bragging about myself, that's a routine. So if I don't brag about myself, how would you ever even heard about me, right? So, yes, and I'm actually the CEO and the managing partner at Community CPA. This is a full-service CPA firm. I founded the firm back in 1998. Man, sometimes I know people was just born in those years. I'm really getting there, right? Young people coming up. So yes, this firm is this many years old at this time. And I served on the National Taxpayer Advocacy Panel. This is the Federal Advisory Committee to IRS. So just a little bit of my history to brag about. And you can obviously go to communitycpa.com to book my time and talk to me and do consultation work with me. And here, I am also an author. I write this book called Appointment with Ying at 8 a.m. And I just finished writing the second one, which is the 10 a.m. book. This is coming up. 10 a.m. is about growing your business. So my 8 a.m. is about setting up your business. All right. No responsibility disclaimer, and we are not forming a client and a service provider relationship yet. So the information here for your reference, but just know that once you make a serious decision, you want to get into an engagement. and to work with your local CPA firm or CPA firm you can trust, or work with Community CPA. Okay, the number one most popular scams right now is going on in United States of America. It's called employee retention credit claims. So people get calls, right? Have you got the call? And the people tell you that, hey, did you have a business in 2020, 2021? You say, yes, I did, I do. And then they go, do you know that you can get $26,000 per employee refund if you let us help you, and we charge you 25% of retainer, and so you can get your money back from the IRS. Isn't that a win-win situation? You got more money, we got a little less, and those are the calls you're getting. Don't fall for that. Employee retention credit need to be qualified. You don't automatically get that credit back to you. You need to qualify your business to get there. So when you work with a 1-800 number, when they are not the ones signing off on your paper, be cautious, be careful. And, if you don't believe that is true, it sounds too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. And having government money, one thing I guarantee you, if you make your own money and have a life, you can be relatively free in this country. But if you get government money, yes, you got to answer government compliance requirement. So just to say that you can get ERC credit, but not everyone qualifies, and be aware of qualification that you must meet, and then go forward to apply for the credit. That is a number one, too good to be true kind of scam out there. They promise you the fortune, then you really don't qualify for that, but they do it anyway. By the time you get audited, you know what? These people don't exist anymore. Can't find them anymore. Okay? Don't think 1-800 number is golden. Someone told me that, it has a 1-800 number. Must be a big company. Let me give you the reality show. Do you know how much for you to get a 1-800 number? And just to set up a 1-800 number look really legitimate? And that costs someone $9.99 per month to just have that 1-800 number. So it doesn't really cost a lot. It's easy to set up. Don't fall for 1-800 number to be a legitimate number. It must be a big company. It must be great because they have a 1-800 number. No. So that doesn't mean anything. 1-800 number only means that you can reach them when you want to. That's the interpretation of 1-800 number. All right, our next IRS warned scam is phishing and smishing. And that smishing words is really new to me. And I always discover new words because English is not my first language. So phishing normally coming from emails, like email enticing you to do something, then you ended up giving out all your personal information. Smishing is more coming from text messages, things like that. So like a messenger will send you something smishing you to send me a $5,000 amount to my account, not my account, somebody else's account. So you want to be alert of these kind of fake communication, and those people, and there's two purposes of those phishing and the smishing. Number one, get money from you. Number two, and is to have you giving your private information to the scammer. So they can use your ID, use your birthday, and they use your information to open up credit card or even buying homes. And I in one of the webinar, I mentioned about a case we had here in our firm, and we know that this taxpayer was accidentally lost his passport and the things like that. I actually don't remember he lost it or his roommate stolen that from him. But anyway, so his identity went to California, become a full-time employee, and bought buildings, and then default on the buildings. It was like so much mess. He has to change his social security number. So if you got spammed so bad, you couldn't untangle yourself out of it, that last straw is to change social security number. Not easy. You have to go through a lot of hoops to get that done, but that's your last hope to be clean if your identity got stolen. So on these webinars, we always show you the words, the links in our posting. So you want to take a picture of this page if you got into issues like that, and just go to irs.gov website to report your loss, your phishing experience. And so that way IRS actually would start collecting that information in case you need any protections, and then you already reported it. All right. So online account help by third party, that's a third one. That's a very big one, because right now, if you go on irs.gov or other state website, there are places where you can put in your personal information. You can set up your personal account. You can pay taxes or communicate with the auditors or whatever you were doing with the government, right? There are third-party people would come out, goes, would you like to set that up? We can help you to set it up. And you go, yes, and I would love that help, because I tried a couple times myself, it didn't go through. Don't fall for that, because there is no need for a third-party help, especially you don't even know what the third party is. If you come to Community CPA, you go, I don't speak English really well, not to say to read it, but I need this account. I want your assistant to set it up. You're sitting with our staff. You're sitting with us, and you know who we are, and you know we're here for more than 25 years, and we're not going to disappear next day. And we are working with the community for so long and have a great reputation out there. So you can trust people that you know, but not those online people or just too good to be true kind of free offering. Oh, we have this, we are a nonprofit organization. We are just helping people. We don't need anything from you, but we just need your social security number, your birthdays, and your address, and what's your spouse's name, your kid's name. We just need all of that. No, don't fall to that. You should not have these people open up your account. So you want to make sure that your governmental account, it is definitely private. You cannot open it up, should not open it up with third party you don't know. If you have to, and you can come into CPA firms that you work with to have them help you. We would be willing to help you. Or your lawyers. Anybody like you can talk to face-to-face and you trust them. Their business has been on the market, on the street for a long time. Those are the ones to trust, right? The other ones, the fourth one, IRS pointed out, fuel tax credit. If you got a call, hey, do you drive a car? Oh, yes, I do. Do you know you can get tax credit from the government? You go, oh, really? Sure. If you pay me $1,000 and you can get fuel tax credit, I'm telling you, it's big dollars. It's really easy to apply. And, people fell for that. The reason this fuel tax credit become one of the big scam, because the name of the credit is very ordinary. It's kind of easy to understand what is fuel tax credit. It's fuel-related reimbursement of tax credit, right? But it is really not for everybody. And the majority, most of the taxpayers do not qualify for that. It's qualifying for off-highway business and the farming use. Does that make sense? So, those tax credits were designed for certain area of operation for businesses, right? Like earned income tax credit, earned income tax credit is for personal ones, but other business credit, for example, tips tax credit. Those are all business related, right? Tips are just for the restaurant kind of tips. You would get tax credit. But if you say, well, I'm a hotel, I also get tips. but that you don't qualify for that tax credit. So you see how specifically those credits are tied to certain operation. So when someone calling you goes, well, do you drive a car and you can have fuel tax credit? They're just using your lack of understanding of the tax details and using the easy to understand tax credit names, then fool you into giving your information to them or pay them some money so they can disappear quickly. So those are the things, please don't fall for it. IRS has a procedure put in place to claim those tax credit. Ordinary taxpayers do not qualify for fuel tax credit. So with that said, if you don't even have a business, you don't have a business that located off highway, you're not in the farming industry, don't even look for that because ordinary taxpayer do not qualify for that. And then fake charities. That's another one is a big deal. And people would say that, hey, I can give you, if you pay me $1,000, I'll give you a receipt for a $10,000 donation because, we can say that you donated art. And so the art market price is $10,000. So we give you that and you give us $1,000. I literally saw a taxpayer brought in a receipt like that for a claim on Schedule A. That is completely fake. You cannot put in money for any fake charities. I mean, in this case, number one, and you should not be paying $1,000 to get a receipt for $10,000. That is just not how it works, right? But even if that art really is $10,000 and you donated it, but if that charity is not a recognized exempted organization, then you would still not get that deduction. So how do you know whether the charity you are talking to is an exempted entity or not? Go onto irs.gov and you can verify that right there online. So don't fall for fake charities and wasting your good heart and it's not working, right? So make sure you check on that and see whether they're exempted or not first before you do that. So these dishonest tax return preparers existed. This is one of our IRS listed big scammer category as well. As our, in our presentation, this is our number 7. And with this one, you always be aware of that, there are signs you can recognize this tax preparer is not there for you in the long shot. You want your tax preparer at least be in the business for more than 3 years. You know why? Because you could get audited and within these 3 years, and if they already disappeared by the time you get audited, what's so good for you? And you don't even know what they did, right? So I'm saying that when you run your tax return, you either do it yourself, so you know how you did it. And if you do hire other people to do, and that other person better existed for you for a long shot. And those are the signs you can figure out this tax preparer is not there for you. Should not try to take advantage of a low fee or whatever that happened. You want this person to do it, and in such a short sight, and you don't see the future. Taxes, if your tax is wrong, and you're the one paying penalty and interest, paying back the taxes, right? You know that. It is not your tax preparer going to pay for you. The most they would pay for you would be the penalty and the interest, and to compensate you for the loss of wrongdoing, but they will never be responsible for your tax dues. Okay. So the common warning signs, number 1, charging your fee based on how much refund you are getting. That happens a lot for our low-income taxpayer community. And when you go into, you didn't really make a lot of money, and the tax preparation time is almost the time for you to get some more for your household. So you go in for child tax credit, you go in for earned income tax credit. Those credits are designed for low-income people. But there are tax preparers who would want to charge you for percentage of what you got. That's totally wrong. That should not happen. The charge should be based on the complexity of the form of your taxes, should not be based on how much money you get. The only reason you get a lot of money is because you really needed it. So that is one sign. If someone charges you by percentage, that maybe that's who they are. Unwilling to sign. There are times we got the client coming into our firm, they got audited because the return was done wrong and not good, whatever happened. And then you can see that on the prepare section, it says self-prepared. So, then we will say that, is this you prepared it or what? Oh no, who and did that. And I don't really, I don't know why they say self-prepare. I didn't. See, that is you not paying attention to what on your tax form. Whoever prepared your tax form should put their name on it so that they can take their share of responsibilities, right? Tax preparer should never sign, okay? And taxpayers, you should never sign a blank or incomplete return. You don't know what's going to happen after you signed, and those blanks going to be filled in, and then maybe you're getting $1 million refund, then it didn't even go into your bank account, right? So don't sign a blank, incomplete return, and do not pay cash for tax preparation. Why? Why do you need to pay cash for tax preparation? You want a proper receipt. You want a record so that you know that who took your money and prepared the tax return, right? And sometimes in order for the low-income families to get a bigger earned income tax credit, the tax preparer even tell you that, let's put in a couple $10,000 more income so we can get more refund back. So those are the things that is off the bat is wrong. Because the technology, folks, I will just tell you, technology will make us all straight shooters. You can't afford to cheat. You can't afford to lie because there's only a couple people in this country can lie with a straight face, and it just takes forever for justice to come upon them. But ordinary taxpayer like you and me, we don't have a chance. And if you lie, IRS knows immediately because they are the one knowing exactly how much you get paid. And if you create more income so you can get more refund, trust me, you will be audited. That's just as simple as that. So don't look at somebody going, well, I can lie and I can survive. It is possible for somebody, not for you and not for me. Okay? So we just need to do it by the rules and not file fraudulent returns, period, to make our life easy. Direct refund into their bank account. That's another thing. Big deal. Why is your return have somebody else's bank account on it? Absolutely not. But if you experience all of that, folks, to your heart, you're probably dealing with a unscrupulous individual who is the tax preparer. All right. So let's go to our next one. Our next big one, IRS said, is a huge fraudulent scam area. It is the social media. Just like YouTube channel, you can go to different channels to get different information. I even had people go into certain social media and they came back to me, tell me that, Ying, let me ask you, what's your opinion about this whole tax thing is illegal? It is illegal for IRS to even charge us. And that is something, that is a system and it should be revolutionized. It should not be here. And what's your opinion on that? It is a great opinion. And for probably next 5 generations, if it is not longer, to figure out a way to support a centralized government without money. So as long as we have a government, as long as we're still running presidential elections, and with those caucus and, spending billions, millions of dollars, and taxes is needed. All right. So my opinion would not really become an opinion just because I'm not in any political positions to voice that opinion. But my thinking is that why are we worried about things 5 generations later? But right now, this whole tax thing is absolutely legal. This whole tax thing, if we don't file taxes, then you will be in trouble. And so let's just make sure that you don't get into the advice that is not benefiting you for your lifetime. All right? We're only talking about this 100 years, not anything beyond that. All right. The last one, but not the least, offering compromise. So what is offering compromise? Offering compromise, it is a bargain tool with IRS or with your state government, saying to them that, you know what, I owe you $1 million, but I can only pay you $1. And can you consider my offer? Here is my $1. That's offering compromise. Not everybody qualifies for it, but I'll tell you, in our practice, I have done several successful offering compromise. One of the offering compromise was it was a restaurant, and after it was closed, and there is a adjustment to payroll taxes. So the payroll taxes become $54,000 in total, and the restaurant owners already closed the operation, so don't have that money to pay the $54,000. So we went through offering compromise, lowered the $54,000 to $5,400, and with all kind of condition, right? The restaurant owner's health condition, and the restaurant closed, way before the liability shows up. So it was not known to the business owner at the time. So with all of these accumulated condition, and we negotiated and did get it through. So offer in compromise not going to be issued to someone who is healthy and you owe $10,000. You still have 30 years ahead of you to work, and you want to do an offer in compromise? No way. IRS will wait for you, and they will want to collect on you. They know you can pay for it. So, but because of offering compromise has such a great possibility, so there are people will call you, goes, I know you owe a lot of money. If you pay me $5,000, I'll do offering compromise and you don't have to pay anything at all, or maybe just a little bit of money you pay. And you are so intrigued, you're so excited, and paid the $5,000, thought the world is ending there and no more IRS debt because this person going to do offering compromise for me. And some of people don't even know what offering compromise is. I only call it OIC. Oh, I did OIC. I am free. That is a spam. That is not true. OIC takes a lot of work. And you should never do a OIC with someone online. Never. You should always do your offering compromise with the people you can find, sit down, and going through your work from time to time, know them for long run. So please, you can also make sure whether you qualify for OIC or not by going onto IRS website. There is a pre-qualifier tool on IRS website, so you can see it to yourself whether you qualify or not. Don't fall into the spam. So those are huge IRS mentioned spams existed in our world. I hope that one or two of them kind of got into your heart, to avoid them. If you had any questions related to those, if you are already a victim to the spam, then contact IRS, contact the state, contacting us, see whether there's anything we can do to help you, to save you out of the mess. And our phone number is right here, Catherine at communitycpa.com. She is in charge of our webinar content, and she's actually the one said that, Ying, you got that call 2 days ago, and I think it is a good time to talk about spam. Now the tax season is over, and people are probably ended up with liabilities or not, and they're looking for solutions, and they might just need your help. So with that said, I hope you have a great week, and we will talk to you again. And knowing that 3 p.m., we always have webinars, and some webinars are in Spanish, in Chinese, and I do the English ones. And Saturday, I'll see you again. We will talk about another important subject. If you want to know what we talk about, the best way is to subscribe to our channel, because when we post our next speaking content, you will get that notice. You can always choose, select, coming in, or go to our website to check on the content. I'll talk to you again. Bye.